Hey people, I'm back. There was a shooting about 2 miles down the road from where I live last night. Me and my wife were sitting in here in our house watching television, and a friend of hers who works with her has a daughter that lives down the road from us, and she called her friend who works with her called my wife and asked, "Are we okay?" Well, we didn't hear any sirens or anything, but apparently there was a man. The road that we live on dead ends into another road, and if you take a left and go up that road a little ways, there was a man walking up that road who was talking just blurting off words, and he had a pistol in his hand. And somebody saw him. They called 911, and the sheriff's department came out, and deputy sheriff tried to talk him down. They couldn't talk him down. They called in SWAT. SWAT got there and tried to talk him down. They couldn't talk him down. They shot him with the bean bags. That didn't stop the man. And he pulled a gun. He lifted his gun up towards them, and they shot him and killed him. And that's the second shooting in about 2.5 months here in my little county that I live in. It's awful. Things are just going berserk in this country, and all over. I've never seen such here in this little county that I live in. I don't know. But apparently I was wrong about the gun that the man, or the guns that the man was using in Las Vegas. From what they're saying, he was using a bump stock, which is legal to use. And I'm not going to discuss on whether or not it should be outlawed. I leave that up to the politicians. As far as things like that is concerned, don't take people's weapons away from them. Don't take their guns away from them, because the Second Amendment was not made. The Second Amendment was not made for a person to be able to go out and go hunting. The Second Amendment clearly states that for a well-regulated militia, the right of the people to keep and bear arms to a free state is necessary. What that's saying, a militia is a military force of a group of regular citizens, and I think our founding fathers saw that the greed and the in men's hearts, especially those in power, just grows. And if they get power over one little thing, they get power over you in one area, they'll want power in another area, until the next thing you know, you can't take a breath of air without asking them. And so they gave the people of this country the right to say, no, you're not going to do that. The Second Amendment was written for the protection, for our protection against the government. That's the reason it was written. So they won't, I'm not ashamed to say I have a little Mini 14. I don't have an AR-15, but I have a little Ruger Mini 14, and I like the little gun. It leans up next to the wall on my side of the bed, and if I ever had to use it, I would. I don't want to, but I would, to protect my family. But that's not something that I would ever want to do. People, like I said, it's time to get on your knees. There's a young man who was shot in Las Vegas, shot in the leg, and he posted a video himself, and he said that he would never lie down when the president of this great country wants to shake his hand, and that he knows that there's issues going on in this country, and he knows that the president is not perfect, but he will always respect our country, flag, and give the president the respect that he deserves. He got a lot of good comments about it, but then you have your hate groups, and they just trashed him. You're always going to have those people who love to hate. and but you have to ignore them. And if you're, if you're in a debate, and you're not in a debate, but if you're in a video like that, and they start coming in, just ignore them. Just ignore them. They look for debate. They look to stir trouble. Don't give them that. You're actually, when you start fussing back at them and and replying to their stupid comments, you're giving them exactly what they want. They go in there just to see how big of a controversy they can stir. The more comments they get, the bigger their smile gets. In their eyes, you can't ever prove them wrong. They don't care about being proven wrong. All they care about is stirring trouble. So don't give them what they want. But I can respect this young man for doing and saying what he did. He did when the first lady came in the room. He stood. She told him to sit down. He just leaned up next to his bed. And when the president came in the room, he stood right back up, shook the president's hand. The president tapped him on the arm, and asked him how his leg was. And I think that was about the end of the video. But the president did go to a lot of people and out in Las Vegas, and he visited Puerto Rico, and from what Geraldo Rivera said, that about 90% of the people in Puerto Rico was glad to see him, greeted him, was just it was glad to see him. Didn't put the man down at all. I think the president has done a fantastic job, and during these two hurricanes and the shooting. The president is only one man. He can only do so much, and we have agencies that take care of these type of things, like FEMA and so forth, and you have to let them do their job. But the president has to okay things, and I think he has okayed everything and just let them say, okay, go do your job and get it done, and then the president, he can't be there supervising the job, but he can get, people come back to him saying, well, this group isn't doing their job, and that's a shame, when the president does that and he gives them the okay, says, okay, go get it done. And then when that group doesn't do their job, then the people blame the president. That's ignorant. You can't blame a company because of the actions of one supervisor. But as I was telling you, this young man, or I don't know how old he was, but this man got shot down the road from me. That's a sad situation. Hate to see it happen. I don't know if the man just went crazy or if he was on drugs. Probably drugs. I'm just guesstimating. Anyhow. But people, get on your knees, because the patriotism that this young man showed in Las Vegas, and getting on your knees is what it's going to take to get our country back in order. This young man, I believe this young man would have stood if it had been Barack Obama that come in the room. I really believe that, because as he said, he didn't say that Donald Trump deserved respect. He said the president. And all presidents do deserve respect because they are the leader of the free world. You may not like them, but the people elect them, and you have to accept, what the people voted for. If they beat you, you have to respect that. For 8 years, Barack Obama was my president. I didn't have, not one time did I ever say Barack Obama is not my president. He was the president of the United States. I'm a United States citizen, but he was my president. Didn't care for a lot of the things that he did, but still, he was my president. Once again, people, get on your knees. Ask the Lord to save our country, save you. First and foremost, save you. And then ask him to, to heal our nation. That's what it's going to take. But you guys take care, And oh, if you watch my videos about this VNS, this thing that's in me, I'd like to inform you that I have been seizure free for 2 weeks now. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed because this new setting that they have, I had a couple of auras, but you know, I could have an aura and the person standing next to me wouldn't even know it. I mean, the thing doesn't last long enough to, you know, to even mention. If nobody, you know, if the normal person who doesn't have epilepsy, if they were to have one, it would scare the crap out of them. But, you know, I've had these things over 30 years now. They don't bother me, those little R's. They don't bother me. And if I can go 6 months here in the state of Georgia, if I can go 6 months seizure free, I can get my driver's license back. Keeping my fingers crossed because me and my wife, we're wanting to get an RV and a fifth wheel, and she's scared to drive it. You know, she's scared to pull it. She does drive our truck, but she's kind of scared to do it. And I'd love to be able to do that. I hope the Lord will touch me enough to, you know, that I can be able to drive and pull this RV for us. But I ask you to be in prayer for yourselves, be in prayer for our country, and, if you will, be in prayer for me. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. And once again, I thank you for watching, and I will talk to you again in the next video. Thank you for watching.